Hello and greetings, everyone. I am Jesse McCoy, and I will provide an overview discussion brief in reference to examine the ways in which society reacts and respond to disability and persons with disability. I will consider the following four levels of society: family, friends, partners; local community to include schools, churches, religious venue, businesses, employers; larger social spheres to include state, regional, national, and global; and then I'll kick it off or complete it off with the media. Family, friends, and partners. Generally speaking, in this category of people, there will be mixed reactions. Many people in this category will either react differently to disabilities and persons with disabilities, some in a positive, helpful, supportive manner, and some in a negative, avoidant, shameful, regretful, chronic sorrow, and non-supportive way. People in this category will either be emotional or discreet about the situation and end up experiencing grief and vehemence, or be optimistic. Based on the intensity, complex, or lack of knowledge, speaking about novelty shock crisis, the ultimate reaction will be to either accept, adapt, and support those with disabilities, or avoid and or ignore them. The people in this category who accepts, adapts, and support disability and persons with the disabilities may later get stressed or even burnt out and can no longer support the needs of their family member with the disability. Eventually, care responsibility for the person with the disability is turned over to a caregiver or institution, but the financial support will ultimately determine the quality of life for the person affected by the disability or institution, which may affect the purses of the people who are doing the supporting within this category. Moving into the local community to include school, churches, religious venues, businesses, employers. All are required to react to disabilities and those persons with disabilities. There is probability that someone who either serve or work within this category are bound to have an attitude not fully supportive of the person with the disability. The American with Disability Act, ADA, prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all areas of public life, including jobs, schools, transportation, and all public and private places that are open to the general public. We're talking about accessibility. The purpose of the law is to make sure that people with disability have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. The ADA gives civil rights protection to individuals with similar to those provided to disabilities based on race, color, sex, national origin, sex, and religion. It guarantees equal opportunities for individuals with disabilities in public accommodations, employment, transportation, school, local government services, and telecommunications. The ADA is divided into 5 titles that relates to the different areas of public life. In reference to the church, the communities that show no partiality in the body of Christ, meaning those with disabilities are part of the body of Christ and they are part of the community. Moving into the local social spheres to include state, regional, national, and global. For state and local levels, Title II of the American Disability Act prohibits discrimination against all qualified individuals with disabilities in all programs, activities, and services of public entity. It applies that all state and local governments, their departments and agencies, and other instrumentals or special purpose districts of state and local governments. It clarifies the requirement of Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 as amended for all transportation systems that receive federal finance assistance and extend coverage to all public entities that provide public transportation whether or not they receive federal finance assistance. It established detailed standards for the operation of public transit system to include commuter and intercity rails. Moving into the regional area, regional supports the ADA by piloting initiatives, creating jobs, infrastructure development, and increasing economic growth by integrating the workforce with persons with disabilities with support of federal economic grants and training. Globally, about 1 billion people, or about 15% of the world population, experience some form of disability. And disability prevalence is higher for developing countries. About 1/5 of the estimated global total, or 110 million to about 190 million people, experience significant disabilities. Persons with disabilities on average as a group are more likely to experience adverse socioeconomic outcomes than persons without disabilities, such as less education, poor health outcomes, lower level of employment, or high poverty rates. For people with disability engaging in the national level, national service provides an additional opportunity to shift perceptions to show that people with disabilities can be a service provider, not just recipients of service. Nationally, policy relevant data on disability needed to understand its many aspects and impacts is either very limited or non-existent, particularly on the national level. In the media, according to a 2003 national multinational study of attitudes towards individuals with intellectual disabilities, more than 80% of the U.S. adults surveyed felt that media portrays was an obstacle to the acceptance and inclusion of people with intellectual disabilities. Per Wikipedia, the depiction of disabilities in the media plays a major role in molding the public's perception of disability. Perceptions portrayed in the media directly influence the way people with disabilities are treated in current society. Media platforms have been cited as a key site for the reinforcement of negative images and ideas in regards to people with disabilities. In the movies in recent years, our buddies over at BBC has shown several programs about disabilities. All right, and last year they showed a program about autism. There was a show called Dancing on Wheels, which was basically about wheelchair users. All right, and then another great movie we saw was The Theory of Everything. Theory of Everything. If you haven't checked that movie out, I guarantee you'll like it. A good movie to watch. Theory of Everything. In television, Comcast Infinity has developed new technology to assist those with blind disabilities to see TV. In social media, people with disabilities of all ages are seen using Twitter, Facebook, blogging platforms, business websites, and Kickstarter programs to share their life experiences. Additionally, it is providing a platform for people with disabilities to voice the changes they want to see in expanding inclusion in education, employment, and advocacy programs. In broadcasting, TV characters with disabilities are on the rise. Twice as many characters with disabilities appear on broadcast TV this year as compared to last year. All right. They're about 1% right now, but they'll be increasing later on. So out of 796 characters appearing on regular TV, about 109 scripted shows, This year, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, and CW, they're going to have 8 people with disabilities appearing, and that is 4 up from last year. So I hope you all received the message, and thank you for allowing me to provide this overview discussion concerning the examining ways in which society reacts and respond to disability and persons with disability. Y'all have a great evening, and thank you so much.